Hello, welcome in. All right, you are joining me today for the weekly Monday live streams here in the Yoga Spiritual Healers Manifesting Dream Businesses. So, welcome in. Happy Monday. And tell me where you're joining me. So, I'm going to pull it up and telling me if you're joining me live, type live. And if you're watching this on a replay, I love to know too. So type replay. All right. So you have likely joined us here if you are interested in looking at the formula for creating four-figure yoga clients. And so what does four-figure means? Four-figure means that you charge four figures, $1,000 and up per client for you to create transformation in their lives. And that way you can create longer term success for them. And so, first of all, I just want to introduce myself. I'm your host, Sarah. I'm a yoga coach, and I want to make your life easier in helping you create your yoga and spiritual online business here to share what I've learned when I've created my own yoga online business, yoga spiritual online business. And on these live streams, I often share my the work that I've done. In the past, we've talked about niching and what type of systems to create and what to have in place in order for you to serve your clients online. And, you know, in the past, hello, how are you? Tell me who tell me hi in the comments. Tell me where you're joining me from. I'm from Houston, Texas, and it just stopped raining. Um, it's pretty gloomy now. And so in these live streams, I talk about mindset shifts that you need in order for you to show up to your people, to show up to your clients, and help you kind of dream up a yoga business that you can't do when you're teaching live, that you can't do or that you'd like to do. Okay. It could be something that can complement your current yoga teaching practices, and it's something that you can completely transition to, moving forward. And so I help create your business from the ground up and to teach exactly what I've learned. I paid for my own mentors in the past to teach me how to do this and to help capture your ideal clients, the people that you want to serve out there, and start working with them. And so let's see what we've got today. Alrighty, so we'll just dive right into the lessons, right into the formulas. So what we've got is, I like to just simplify things. I want to give you simplicity over like too much information. And the first thing that you have to, the first thing for you to be able to start serving four-figure yoga clients is that you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can charge this much for a client, okay? And, a lot of people get really mind blown because right now you are charging likely like per service. You're charging per class. Maybe you sell like a group package, like you sell like you give them like 10 classes and you charge them, up front. And it's a little bit different in the way that you create your yoga program online, and you provide, the yoga classes, the different components for them to teach, for you to teach, and for them to apply it. And this concept is called coaching, and I like to say yoga coaching. Okay, and you show up for them in groups. Okay, and you create you have them participate in your program and they access your content, and they transform by accessing your program step by step, week by week. They show up and you show them how to incorporate the teaching practices that you do, like breathing exercises, the yoga movements that you're teaching them through your recording online. And so you have to believe that you can show up for someone and be there for them. And you offer that you offer that program for about 3 months at a time, and that's why you can charge so high, because you give that program for them, and if they stick with you for that long, then they're definitely going to have the results that they seek, that the results that you that they're seeking for through your program. If someone sticks and puts down their money, they have more commitment, they got more skin in the game, they're more likely to have the results that you set out for them. And so you have to believe that you can. That's formula number one. And number two is, I already touched on this, is that you are really leading them through this experience. It's you showing them and holding their hand and telling them that, they have to rely on themselves to heal. You're teaching them how you've done it, how you've healed yourself through yoga and spiritual healing. And you're showing them a way of how you learn to cope. You've learned to heal yourself. Okay? And so that's the second piece, is the coaching. You have to provide that constant accountability. You show up for them weekly, and so you're there to provide them guidance, but also let them be able to practice the yoga practices on their own. And you're there to coach them along, so that way you're there to make sure they implement the practices that you're teaching them. And they're able to win because they have you accountable. You're holding them accountable each week. And so when someone is like going after a goal, they want someone that's like just a few steps ahead of them, that's achieved it and are ready to start implementing that. Okay? And then number three is, again, you have to create a program for them to go through, and a long-term program. Okay? And I already touched on this, is that they get results because you're providing a transformation. You're not just providing a yoga class and hopefully they show up for 10 days, And so you're helping them with a problem that they have, and that your program is there to provide that transformation for them. And so they wouldn't be able to do this without you, and that's why they're able to pay someone, 4 figures to help them achieve that result. Okay? So type makes sense if that makes sense. Okay? And I would love to, touch on this and help you create your program. And so that's pretty much like what I have. Is I gave you like right the meat of, what we do, and start creating from there. Okay? So let's see what we've got. We're going to do, so other business, online businesses that I've seen, is they usually target a certain population, and that way you market to that one person. Okay, so that's another way that you're not trying to serve different people at one time. Okay, and then and what most I'm, advertising to everyone. So there's a bigger pool. Okay. So what happens when you start advertising to everyone or you start putting out your work? Okay. And when you put out your work, you you're not talking to anyone. You put up content out there like, hey, free yoga class, come attend. And I'm doing this. I'm doing this right now and I want you to join me. And like if I see that online, I'm not gonna interact with your content. That's not something like it's not calling to me. Okay. And so when you start creating content that's speaking to, speaking to like that one population, that one person that's going to benefit from your program, then like I'm you know I'm I'm intrigued. Okay. And so that's one way. That's another mistake that most people do, is that they water down their content, and they hope and think that, like, okay, so well, someone's gonna want is gonna want this. It's like, yeah, they may want it, and I'm not gonna say you're wrong. They're just not going to be compelled enough to move and take action and want to buy something from you. You have to move them through a process. Okay. And this is kind of what I teach, is like, and how I've been taught. And there are different steps to, you know, to get someone's attention and then move them into another pool to get them interested in the next step. Okay. But first of all, you have to qualify your clients. Okay. You have to find out, like, are they going to be the ones to, afford your program? Are they even interested in your program? Okay. And 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 if you start like just shoving people like, here's my challenge, or here's my program, and they're not interested in it, it's a bit rude, right? So what I like to teach is permission based marketing, is that they have to raise their hand and say, yes, like, I do want information. I am interested, and give me the next thing. And then you give them the next thing. Okay? And then once you give them that content, you ask again, like, what problems have you been, you know, dealing with? And if you find out like that problem is something that you can solve, then that's another layer to it that you do once you are interacting with them. Okay. And there's a lot, it's a lot of filtering out like who you want to work with versus like who you don't want to work with when it comes to serving them with your program. So let me give you an example. So I see a lot of yoga practitioners maybe like start a group, right? They start a group, and then they've got like maybe 200, 300 people in there. And then they're just kind of coming in and like, not like not interacting or like just not interested in your stuff. But then like, so that's one way. You can definitely like have people in your group, but are they going to buy anything from you? Are they going to buy your program? And how do you create that sense of, you know, that exchange when you're feeling weird about selling, when you feel weird about like, may why would anyone buy from me? Why would anyone pay me this? Like, why would, like, you're right? That's kind of the question. Like, why would anyone pay me for this program? And a lot of it is you have to create in your content, you know, line by line. That's how you qualify the right type of clients and then repel the clients that you don't want. Okay, and that's how you kind of move them down your world. And we do that through our content, through our posts, and we do it strategically. There's strategy behind it. There's strategy in building the relationships. There's strategy in building interest, and you address their like objections through your content. Okay, and you don't want people in your group, in your world, that's not gonna buy from you, or will never buy from you, or like will never buy your program. And so we do that strategically, and we do that through how we interact with them, how we show up to our community. Okay, so we are nearing the end. So if you've got any value out of this, type value. Okay, and let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. So one of the things that I was thinking, I was thinking of doing like a real tarot pull today. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this. I've kind of wanted one. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite decks. It's called the Fountain Tarot. Okay, so I'm gonna do a collective pull. I'm just gonna do like one card, and gonna see like what's the best message, what's the best energy, what's the best message for the energy that we have now for whoever's watching this. What message do you need right now? Okay, either like in life, in creating your business, in what's the next step, what's the next what's the next thing for you. So like for me, my kids are in school, and my son his birthday's coming up, so I want to plan his party. And then my daughters, and then they've got summer school, so they're 6. He's gonna turn 6, and my daughter is 3, turning 4. And her birthday's at the end of the summer, right? It's like sometime in the end of August. And so I've got summer plans, birthdays, and then I still work on the weekends. And so there's a lot of pieces that I want to do and accomplish. So, and then with the tourist season, coming to the end, and coming an end to in June. When does tourist season end? I think sometime in June, right? Or sometime in. Anyway, it's ending, and then there's the Gemini season, right? So that's going to be real fun because Taurus, again, if you remember, is like an earth sign. So very grounding, like time to materialize what you came here to do. Take those, those ideas and dreams and start like, working and get it materialized, right? That's Taurus season energy for me. That's how I see it. And then Gemini season, which is an air sign, which gets you to, air sign and communicating. So that's also really good. It's a really good season to to really get your message out there. Okay, especially if you're already tinkered with online marketing and online yoga business. It's another great season for you to really think about what messaging that you want to put out there for your business so that you can start helping your people, and and how to do that effectively. Okay, because it's something that I want to work with, is that I'm hearing now is like a lot of people are communicating, but not a lot of people are connecting, right? So when you put your content out there, the thing that's going to hook people into you is emotion. So you need to be able to be vulnerable and get people through their emotions. That's kind of how, we're humans. We connect through emotions, not logic, right? People don't buy with logic. They buy with emotion first, and then logic to back up that purchase. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's another bonus tip. So let's see what card we have. So I'm still shuffling this. Okay, what is the message for the collective? Okay. Woo! 7 of coins. Amazing. Look at that. How appropriate. I just, I love it. So, if you're not familiar with the 7 of coins, it is, and I'll read the little white book too about it, but how I understand 7 of coins is that in order to reap the benefits of the material world, you have to really nurture the work that you're putting into. If you have a lot of self-doubt, if you have a lot of things, if you're not putting the focus on the work that you want to put out there, it's not going to grow. So it's a lot of nurturing. So coins also represent like materializing, the wealth, and through the hard work that you put in. And so 7 of coins is about just harnessing and nurturing the work that you want to do, especially if you're in this group and you are wanting to create a spiritual or yoga business, that you need to really like nurture that, to not just think about it, but to start putting in the pieces that will start to nurture that now so that it will nurture you later. Okay, so again, 7 of coins. I'm going to read what the booklet says. Patient resolve. Okay, let me do this here. Patient resolve. And with dirty hands and rolled up sleeves, the farmer assesses his creation. He recalls the process that brought these seeds to maturity, the time, money, and effort it took for them to bring to full growth. Your work may be nearly complete, but you desperately crave the reward. But you must still acknowledge that work done well takes time. Okay? And often it's own schedule. I love this because, like, it may not be on your schedule, it's going to be on its own schedule. Okay? And something in your heart tells you that your fruits have not fully ripened, but be patient and keep working, and that your wait is almost over. Okay? Amazing. This is so cool. I love it. It's just showing up for us today. So thank you again for joining me. I am yoga coach Sarah. If you would love for me to, if you're interested in creating your own yoga program, hit me on the messenger. I'm happy to reach out to you. Just, I can give you just some quick things about it. We can talk messenger. If you want to talk a little bit in depth more about your own business, I can give you some tips and tricks. We can do a quick phone call to just assess the problem, and we'll just go from there. Okay? So it was great. It's a great live today, and I so enjoy being here for you. Take care.